You can feel it before you can explain it. A shift in how she talks to you, how fast she replies, how present she actually is even when you're standing right next to her. Nothing dramatic has happened. No fight, no big conversation, no clear ending. But something inside you already knows before your mind is ready to admit it. If a woman is quietly done with you, she won't usually say it out loud. She'll show it one small pullback at a time, until one day you look up and realize most of her has already left. Today we're breaking down the 3 signs that tell you she's already begun walking away emotionally, long before she ever walks away for real. Quick question before we start. Where are you watching this from right now? Drop your city down in the comments. I always love seeing how far this reaches. The first sign is simple. She stops caring whether her actions hurt you. When a woman is genuinely invested in you, your feelings matter to her without her even trying. If something she said landed wrong, she notices. If she hurt you even by accident, it bothers her enough to fix it. That doesn't mean she's flawless. It means you still exist in her conscience even on her worst days. But when she's checking out, that consideration disappears first. She stops explaining her silence. She stops softening her words. She lets you sit in confusion because your confusion is no longer her problem. You'll still get replies. She might still show up sometimes. That's what makes it so hard to name. She's still physically around, but emotionally, she checked out a while ago. Being there and actually caring are 2 completely different things. And once you notice the gap between them, you can't ignore it again. The second sign is that effort quietly disappears. Every real connection survives on 2 people choosing it again and again. So watch what happens when only one person is still choosing. Messages get shorter. Plans get postponed, then forgotten. You're the one texting first, asking how her day went, keeping the conversation from going cold. And you'll tell yourself she's just busy, just tired, just going through something. Sometimes that's true. A woman who still wants you will find some way to remind you, even in her busiest season. But if the silence stretches on with nothing behind it, that's not a busy woman. That's a woman who's already decided, she just hasn't said it out loud yet. The third sign is the quietest one. She stops putting you in her future. Listen closely to how she talks about what's ahead. When you're still part of her plans, it shows up in small ways. She says we should do that or we're doing this next month without even thinking about it, like your presence there is just assumed. When that starts fading, notice it. The plans get vague. The someday conversations stop happening. She's not building anything with you anymore. She's quietly building a life that doesn't require you in it, and she probably won't announce that shift out loud. She'll just stop including you. One small omission at a time until the future she talks about doesn't have your name in it anywhere. Now here's the part I need you to actually hear. One of these signs on its own doesn't mean it's over. Everyone has hard weeks, distracted seasons, moments where they pull inward. That's normal, and it happens to every couple at some point. What matters is the pattern underneath it. A relationship with real roots can survive a rough patch because the care underneath it never actually left. It's when all 3 signs show up together and stay there that you're not looking at a hard season anymore. You're looking at someone who's already gone in every way except the paperwork. And here's the hardest truth in all of this. You can't argue someone into staying. You can't love someone into caring again. The moment you stop chasing a woman who's already halfway out the dewey, you finally get to see the relationship as it actually is. Not as you're hoping it still might be. Your worth was never dependent on her noticing it, and it still isn't. So if you're seeing these signs right now, don't panic, but don't look away from them either. Out of these 3, which one stung the most? Drop it in the comments. And if this kind of honest breakdown on relationships and human behavior hits home for you, subscribe and turn on notifications because we're going even deeper next time.